Hello, comrades, and welcome to Season 9, Episode 3 of Loco Royale. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me, I have 5 wonderful contestants and their wonderful locomotives. Yes, I said that. No, I will not elaborate. We have no technical advisor tonight. Tonight's Royale is all about engines with multiple drivers. Now, I expected to see some things that went way off the deep end. I expected a triplex, or a triplex, depending. I expected weird malaise. I expected some duplexes, maybe. Maybe just one. What I got, well, you'll see what we got. Actually, we're going to start with Mew, who has the most, sane pick of the bunch. Mew, tell us about your locomotive.
Well, folks, I brought the probably legendary Gone Too Soon from Operation Norfolk and Western A-Class number 1218.
Number 1218.
Beautiful engine.
And maybe the N&W would be angry with me calling this a Pittsburgh type, but a Norfolk and Western type is just a little bit too wordy to me. So
a Roanoke type.
A Roanoke type, yeah. If you go back to the PWV, I believe had them first. So that was the other rationale. If you go
the
back
PWB and Seabow had them before too.
Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't know the Seabow had them.
1937.
Interesting. But yeah, the Pittsburgh type, the sane choice. Mew, when you posted the screen cap of the video with what was it, 780 or what was it?
Oh, the triple header?
Yeah, it was 611 and something else and 1218.
611 and nickel plate 587
and
1218
on
the
back. 587. Okay. I knew there was an 8 in there. It was tripping me up. I thought you were going to take 2 locomotives and say it was one big articulated engine. But that honor instead almost basically goes to Kaiserin, who brought the least sane pick, and also the worst photo, and also something that literally got cleaved into 2 locomotives later in life and underwent mitosis. But you're bringing it as one big piece. What can you say about... Defend your position.
I can only say one thing. Welcome to hell. This is the end.
Oh my god. We were working on this sheet. Like, I was helping Kaiser, and Tyler was, on my shoulder, being the devil. Before we got started here, and there are still things that I'm not happy with the numbers on. If the one thing that I think is just straight up wrong comes up, I'm gonna make mention of it.
Ellis, there are 2 wolves inside of you. One of them is Tyler, and one of them is me.
No, I will not admit that. God, I'd like to think I have a little bit more sanity than the both of you combined. But who's to say?
That's where you're wrong.
Yeah, well, anyway, speaking of sane picks, Maud, Marine, you're in the 3rd position, right?
Yes, hello. Well, this is Old Maud, which is basically North America's
first
Malay. Yeah, first Malay. And of course, the B&O were the crazy sons of bitches that build it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to elaborate any more on that. But they found it was useful. Very useful.
Yeah.
Refresh my memory. Was that the one that had a funny encounter with a roundhouse wall?
I don't think so. I have not found any mention of that in Maud.
It's a
fair enough.
It's an interesting locomotive, honestly. I mean, for whatever reason, we've talked an awful lot about the Baltimore and Ohio today. I've talked more about the Baltimore and Ohio today than I think I have in the last 2 years.
Good.
And I wasn't surprised to see this, but I'm surprised to be reminded that it's B&O. Also, gosh, it's a strange engine, but it's a forefather. It's a founding. It's the OG.
It's the OG. Yeah.
Someone's got to make the foundation.
Yeah.
And that's what the B&O did back in the
1904.
Back in the 1800s.
Yeah, Milky, don't spoil the stats. Meanwhile, in Canada.
Hi, yes, I am in fact bringing the first articulated locomotive in Canada, and Yeah, and unlike Old Mod, which is a Malay, this is a Meyer locomotive, which the difference is being that unlike a Malay where the rear set of drivers are fixed to the frame, both sets of drivers on here rotate. So that so one of the benefits of that is that you don't get as much overhang of the boiler at the front and when you go around corners. One of the flaws is that there's a lot more bendy piping, so there's a lot more chances of leaks.
Yeah, there's a reason they turned all these into decapods.
There's also part of the reason. Also the reason why these weren't that very successful is probably because the first one ended up not probably. The salesman died while he was showing it off to Canadian Pacific.
Oh,
yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Holy stuff right there.
I don't know how I missed that. That's not in the trading card. There is a trading card of this. This is I guess. It's a Maud Meyer type, which that's weird if we're going off with a Horseman classification.
Maud Meyer.
Yeah, it's a Maud Meyer. Oh God, I didn't realize that it was a Meyer. I hate it already.
Bob Barker's evil twin sister?
Yeah. $1, Bob. Okay, finally, Milky.
Mine is the Moffat type, which is a DNSL 2660, which was modified from a 0660, and I'm using the modern variant of it, which is pretty comparable to this, except for they did some internal changes to it.
Okay. Yeah, there aren't a ton of photos of the Moffat types, which the 2660, in the discussion about the wheel arrangement names, if it's a tank engine, we called it a Java, because they were used extensively in Indonesia. But this being a tender engine, they were used extensively, well, as extensively as they can be used by a relatively small railroad, by the Denver and Salt Lake. So you have a Moffat type. This is cool. I've never looked at the stats for one of these. People have been throwing around the name Super Mogul, which is really goofy, and it's actually what started me down the white reclassifying pipeline.
Didn't I try and get you? Didn't you get mad at me one time in one of the Region Royales for bringing something the Great Northern called a super consolidation?
Is that the 2680? I think that's the 2680.
Oh, it's 2880.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a super blank, I was really trying to avoid it, and I think this is such an excellent royale to talk about the reclassifying the white system, the Horseman classification. But I don't want to spend too much time in it. I just want to say that I spent so much time trying to get rid of names that were super lengthy or had other names in them. I only wanted to call one thing a Malay type. A Malay Mogul I didn't like because it has overlap with a Malay type. So a super consolidation, a super mogul, those were instantly out the window because I was I don't want people to be confused. Because when someone said super mogul, I thought, yes, really big mogul, like the New Havens or something.
But then you got run into a brick wall when we figured out that there was a difference between a Baltic and a Hudson.
Yeah, well, no, that was an easy one to figure out. It just meant that I had to have carve-outs. Actually, learning the difference between a Baltic and a Hudson, I think, was quite freeing, because it finally let us, define it somehow. At any rate, we've got a game to play. Mew, you're the first one up. What is your stat call for the beginning of the first round? If you don't know how this game is played, go back 2 episodes and watch the first episode. I explained it a lot more in depth there. We've got 4 rounds of stats, 1 round of style. You'll figure it out as you go.
You know what? Let's get it out of the way. Tractive effort.
Tractive effort. Oh, God. Already? Going once. Going twice. Reminder that everybody has a veto, but let's get it out of the way. Tractive effort. What is the tractive effort of 1218?
125,897.
Oh, yeah, that wins. That so wins. That's a 5 points.
That's a big one.
Oh, yep.
Kaiserin?
Oh, I was waiting for you to call my name.
No, go ahead.
96,892.
It has 8 cylinders, everyone. 8! 8 high-pressure cylinders.
Yeah, and they're not in a V formation.
Yeah. It has the LS swap. Anyway.
In a European loading gauge, that's still nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
Oh, no, definitely.
It's still insane, is what it is. Mod.
Well, mine's not that far off. 71,500.
That's actually kind of impressive. That's more than I expected out of old Mod. What about the mod? What did I? The Mod Meyer. The Meyer mod. Mod Meyer.
56,138.
56,138. Okay.
Ooh.
Milky says oof. Milky, what does the Moffat have?
70,456.
Oh, wow. That's alarmingly close to Mod. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, 5 points for 1218, 4 points for the Big Belgian, 3 points for the Mod, 2 points for the Moffat, 1 point for the Mod other thing.
The Mod Meyer.
Mod Meyer.
Mobile.
The Canadian mod.
The Canadian Mod. The Mod, eh?
The Austrian Mod Meyer mobile.
What, eh?
I'm going to smack.
The Modster Meyer.
Oh, I wish.
Oh, man. If I titled these episodes. Okay. Kaiserin, your first stat call. What is the Big Belgian bringing out? So I got pinged. Did something happen? Oh, Kaiserin got dropped out. Hold on. I gotta let her back in. I was like, that's unusually quiet. Weird, I have a ping. What's going on? Okay. Kaiserin.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
just making sure. Discord did something weird. Oh, still there?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. First stat call. Let's see here. Tubes.
Oh god.
Tubes?
Oh god.
Oh boy.
All right. This one I'm okay with after a lot of discussion. Going once. Going twice. I'm surprised me saying that didn't scare anyone into using their veto. Tubes over on the right. Number and diameter, starting with 1218.
57 at 2.25 inches. Whoops.
That's
hold on.
not 2.5.
There we go.
57 at 2.25. Okay. Kaiserin.
280 at 1.59 inches.
Completely insane. It's an insane locomotive.
Damn.
It's insane on every level. Marine.
Well, take what he posted, multiply it by 2. 436 by 2.25.
Because she posted, comrade. 436 by 2.25. All right. Fort.
Yeah, so I got 289 by 2.
Okay. The only normal tubes so far. Well, I mean, the 2.25s aren't that weird. And Milky.
No, you see, well, they actually aren't that weird because they're the maturity here. 201, 2.25.
Okay, well, we go from diameter first, so that means the Big Belgian walks away with a 5. 4 points for 5750. 3 points for Mod. 2 points for 200. And 1 point for 1218. You are doing 5750, right? Oh, no, you're doing 1950. Why do I have the wrong photo again? Hold on. Let me go back to get 1950's photo. There it is. I was going to double check that before we started, and then I forgot. All right. That's the locomotive. That one. Hold on. Let me go put this in the other spot. Whoever's next up, you've got plenty of time to figure this out.
All right. Let's see. I'll do boiler pressure.
Okay. All right. Boiler pressure. Going once. Going twice. Boiler pressure. I feel like that's an interesting call here, but you never know.
Yeah.
Boiler
Especially
pressure.
with this bunch.
Yeah.
It's
Boiler
over
pressure
9
from
now?
1218. If someone had brought something DNH over 9,000, wouldn't have been,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, for 1218, where's my thing? I don't want to type in the wrong box. There we go. 300 psi.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
You're at the upper limit.
It's a nice modern engine.
All right,
Yeah.
Kaiserin?
206.
Oof!
Uh-oh. That's a reaction. Marine?
Interesting. 235.
235, okay. Fort?
200.
200 even.
Ooh.
Okay, interesting. And Milky?
225.
Okay, I was expecting 190 with the amount of oofing that was going
Yeah.
on. All right, 5 points to 1218, 4 points to... What is Maud's number?
2400.
As like
2400? Okay.
yeah,
It's also
well,
here.
okay. If you want original build numbers, 240. But when it was rebuilt, it had a different number. I
Okay.
don't remember off the top of my head,
So it's
but it
24.
did get a different number.
Largest locomotive in the world. It says that at the bottom corner. I just didn't notice it before. 3 points for 200, 2 points for the big Belgian, 1 point for 1950. All right.
I would just like to say, this is one of the stats that Ellis, got me for.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about the tubes because of this. This engine is like a Franco Crosti creation. It's a disaster. Anyway, Fort.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with minimum weight of rail.
Minimum weight
Okay.
of rail. Going once. Going twice. All right, minimum weight of rail.
Hell yeah.
Find that in the list. There it is. All right, minimum weight of rail for 1218.
Not
120.
Ooh, ouch. Okay, minimum weight of rail for the Belgian thing.
60.
60. Okay. Okay.
alcoholism. Okay.
Oof. Alright, well,
Maud?
93.
93. Wow, that's higher than I would have expected. What about 1950?
73.
73.
Okay.
That's pretty much, yeah, that's close to what I expected.
Yep.
Milky, 200.
92.
92. Okay.
All
wow, right in under Maud. Just by a
All right.
pound.
Amazing.
Okay. All right. Well, 5 points to the Belgian. This has been a good round for the Belgian, which is
Yeah.
therefore a bad round for everyone. 4 points to the Canadian Pacific engine, 2 points to the DNSL. 3 to the DNSL, 2 to the B&O, and 1 to the N&W. Milky, what's your stat call to round out the first round?
Number built.
Number built. Number built? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Okay. Yeah. Going once? Going twice?
Vito?
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Now I'm curious.
Can you guess what I'm gonna do now?
Go on.
Number in class.
Number in class.
Veto.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
All right, well, those are those two off the board.
Is this a surprise that I vetoed?
You know what?
No.
Probably not.
The funniest thing in the world is if there were like 2 of these, and that was a massive bluff from Milky.
I can assure you there were more than 2, so it
Yeah.
wasn't a bluff. It was being serious.
It's probably like 5.
All right.
No, it's more than that.
30.
It's not that many.
We don't need to get... Stop. Milky, what's your stat call?
Tender water capacity.
Tender water capacity. Going once.
Wait a minute. Who called the veto before Fort? Milky didn't call veto
Oh, sorry.
himself,
I put...
did he?
No.
I didn't veto myself.
That was
Yeah.
There we
Wrong person.
I missed it by that much. That's why...
I'm the one doing the attacking here, not vetoing.
Okay. Water capacity. Going once, going twice. Okay. Oh, it's tender water capacity. That's why I can't find the damn thing. Tender water capacity. There we go. Okay. Mew?
22,000.
I sense a 5
Yep.
in your future.
Yep.
Kaiserin.
Curse you for being a prototype locomotive. It was not meant to go far. 9404.
That's, you know,
Oof.
we've had worse. Marine?
Almost. Wrong numbers. Well, since I'm probably going to be in the bottom of the barrel, it doesn't matter which two numbers I use, so I'm going to use the smaller one. 6,965.5.
Okay. Fort, you okay?
Fort's dying over there.
I think he's a little constipated.
Yeah, I was gonna say
900.
me after cheese. 5,900. Okay. And Milky?
Oh no, Ellis, that's not you after.
Not 9,000.
9,000.
8,000.
There's no way that
How
can
have
be
I gotten
right.
the 4 out of this?
Okay, 5 points to 1218, 4 points to 2096. 3 points to 200, 2 points to 2400, and 1 point to 1950. Okay.
Kaiser, to answer your question, you got a 4 because the rest of us suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
two
just.
of us are
this
ancient.
This thing blows, and it blows hard.
Well, let's see what the numbers say. At the end of round 1, this is the score. 20 points to the Big Belgian in first place. 17 points to 1218. In second place, 14 to Maud, 13 to the Moffat, and 11 points to the Maud Meyer.
Can I just say that this is going to end up like that Royale where Matt brought the triplex and bullshitted his
This is why we needed Matt with the triplex as a counterbalance. This is horrendous.
I forgot to mention at the beginning, this thing is a quadruplex.
Yeah, you got 4 points, then
quadruplex.
5 points, then a 2, then 5, then 4. That's insane. This is ridiculous. This thing should not be I'm sure something will catch up to it.
As the
Can I give a shout out to my 51515?
Yeah, that's what it's like having an engine like this.
I have a 14141.
That's weird.
Oof.
That's weird. You're supposed to be in the middle. You're not in the middle. You're actually the smallest engine here. Never mind. That's fine.
I'm in the middle.
I will say I knew that bringing this engine was going to be a tough fight, but man, am I bad at math.
Well, we'll see how it goes. We've got a long way to go. Folks, set your sights on your targets, decide on your alliances, figure out your game plans. It's time for round 2. Mew, send us off.
I think I'm gonna go with combined heating surface.
Combined heating surface. Okay. Going once. Going twice. The vetoes are already off the board for 2 of the little ones, so... Yeah, combined heating surface. This is going to be rough for some people. Mew?
I feel like this might help Kaiser, and we'll see. 9,342.
Okay, Kaiser in.
I'll probably get a 4. I don't know. 74.
7,074. Marine?
Well, I can help reinforce that a 4 might be in your future. 5,586.
That's actually kind of impressive. Fort?
3,185.
Okay, yep, that's more like it. And Milky?
4367.
5367.
Okay, before we go on, I would just like to say there are a few super soakers in this Royale.
Perhaps.
There are a few.
Perhaps.
See, I was going to say something, but I'll hold my tongue.
Okay, 5 points to 1218, 4 points to the Big Belgian, 3 points to Maud, 2 points to the Moffat, and 1 point to the Meyer. Kaiserin. Stat call. Actually, while you think about that, I'll say that part of the reason the Big Belgian is ridiculous in this regard is because it is, like I said, a Franco-Crosty, and it gets all of that evaporative heating surface. It's a lot.
It has 2. It has 1 on either end.
Yes. It has just a lot of boiler.
It has dual wheels, dual
Yeah, it's got dual everything. All right, Kaiser.
Let's go with rigid wheelbase.
Rigid? No. Because we know that number's wrong for you.
Sorry.
Call something else.
Man, I think that's the only good one, though.
Yeah, because it's wrong.
It's only good because it's...
Look, I told you this thing is garbage. Like, really. It's got some good ones on there, but it's garbage. Let's go with Great Area.
Great Area, okay. Going once. Going twice. Great Area. 1218.
Let me type it in. 122.
122. Okay, 122 square feet. Kaiserin.
Nice. 69.9.
Nice. All right. Marine?
Interesting. I'm slightly larger at 72.2.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Okay. Fort?
Yeah, not a surprise at all. 58.
I'm surprised you managed to fit 58 square feet of grate above a swiveling pokey. And Milky.
Marine and I are trending.
What? 72.2
Wow.
for both of you. That's not the tie I expected. I didn't expect any ties, if I'm honest. But 5 points to 1218, 4 points apiece to Old Maud and the Moffat. 2 points to the Belgian and 1 point to Fort's locomotive. Marine. Second
well,
stack.
this one is a tough one for me because I have an idea, but I don't know if it's a good idea.
Well, you never, you could.
Yeah, I don't know until I do, and then I'll find out. I'm gonna do. I want. Screw it. Driver wheelbase.
Driver wheelbase.
Rigid wheelbase.
Rigid. Okay. Well. Okay. This is what Kaiserin tried to call, and I said no because her stat is wrong. But if you're willing to suffer through that, that's fine. Going once. Going twice. All right. Rigid wheelbase. So reminder about rigid wheelbase. Well, everyone here has 2 identical driver sets. So take your driver wheelbase divided by 2. That's the number that you want.
Okay.
Except
for you already have your number because you're using the spreadsheet calculator available on our website, theironhorseman.com, where you can also buy our trading cards. Anyway, and that does the rigid wheelbase. Well, there's a space for rigid wheelbase anyway, because it doesn't math it for you. If you have 2 different sets of drivers, like if you have a 2680, you have to get the length of the larger driver set. That's your rigid wheelbase. Mew.
Buy trading cards, folks. 12.335.
12.335. Okay. Kaiserin.
9.84.
Okay. I'm certain that it's at least 12, but we don't have the number to back that up. Which actually, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. You have no stat. We know you have the wrong number. I'm not letting you get away with that. Marine.
Sorry. 10.
10. Okay. Fort.
I hate you so much.
10.33. 10.33 from Fort. Okay. Way to be those guys, B&O. Okay. Milky.
Where's the originators?
Marine, I have a feeling we're going to be friends. 10.
Oh dear.
10.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Something tells me I know where the Moffat tunnel engine got some of its design cues from.
It was built as an 0660 around the same time.
So, I will say, I'm sorry to Kaiserin, but we know it's longer than 9. You would not have, that 5 would have been completely undeserved. Anyway, 5 points to the twins, but not the fraternal twins. 3 points to the CP engine, 2 points to 1218, and 1 point to the Big Belgian because it doesn't have a number. We don't know what it is. If we could get some better diagrams for this, it would be easy enough to measure, but we don't know what it is. God knows if those exist. Hopefully they were, burned.
I I mean, World War II.
Well, Nazis split this thing in half, so probably.
It was part of it's part of getting rid of the tainted documents. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Was there like then when they split it in half was like the Ark of the Covenant inside or something?
Well, the thing is about it though, we don't know when it was scrapped, so they could still exist in Poland.
It's in a barn in Poland.
Sitting somewhere in a shed.
I believe if you find the two halves and combine them, it creates some kind of super weapon.
Yeah.
The weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Yeah. All right, Ford.
We need to collect the Infinity units.
Okay, I'm going with tender loaded weight.
Tender loaded weight. Okay.
Okay.
Going once. Going twice. Hold on a second. Kaiser.
Don't say a word.
I didn't look at the.
Oh my god!
I didn't look at the tender loaded.
Can I take it back, please?
No. You had your first second. You had your first and your second.
Why did none of you veto?
Well, two of us don't have a veto, so. One person doesn't have a veto.
I didn't want to say anything until after.
I enjoyed suffering.
I didn't want to say anything until after Ford had the chance to pull back.
Yeah, I was thinking, it's like, why aren't the big, what is the big N&W thing saying anything?
Yeah.
I was honestly thinking about it. I decided to save.
Yeah, okay.
I was sitting here as I was counting down in my head. I'm going, well, we don't have any tank engines. Wait. Wait, no.
I'm so sorry.
All right, 1218. How big's your tender?
No.
Yeah, 378,600.
Holy Moses. Okay.
Hold up a second. I'm going to cross-reference something with that.
I'm afraid. Why? What are you doing? No, just write your 0 and move on.
Take the L.
No, I just wanted to make
Right,
sure,
W.
because I thought for a second, just at a glance, that Mew's tender loaded weight was my Loco weight.
Oh,
But
God.
it's not.
Okay.
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised.
How heavy is Maud's little tiny tender?
Well, whatever the N&W thing, divide by 3.
Okay.
143,000.
Okay. Ford?
133,000 on the dot.
Okay, pretty close to Maud's tender. That's sort of what I expected. What about you, Milky? You've got like 7 cheater boards up there.
Yep. And they're heavy. 176,000.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of coal. Well, 5 points to the Belgian, which is a great rebound from last stat. 4 points to the CP thing. 3 points to Maud. 2 points to the DNSL thing, and 1 point to the N&W. Milky.
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
You know?
It's okay, we all wonder.
No, Fort, you're not an idiot.
Fort, you got a 4.
You're not a hero.
Yeah, I know, but I was aiming for a 5.
Well, don't let perfect be the enemy of good, I guess. Milky, what's your stat?
I'm not even good.
You were talking about me having a lot of coal, so let's talk about that. Coal capacity, tender fuel capacity.
Going once?
Are we all coal?
Going twice?
We do all be coal.
Guess we're going to find out.
I'm saving my veto for something, but I'm going to lose this one, let me tell you.
All right, well, I know who's going to win this one. Mew, how much coal do you have in the coal engine?
I'm sorry, little ones. 26
No, you're
tons.
not.
I knew that one. I knew that one.
For some reason, 26 tons seem oddly small.
Well,
it doesn't when you're standing in the tender.
Well,
physically drowning. Okay, How much coal does the Big Belgian have?
Okay, here's the thing. There are Victorian locomotives with more coal than this thing. Tons.
L.
9 tons.
I mean,
Okay.
To be fair, the whole thing with that engine is like efficiency.
Sure, yeah.
Well, to be fair, that's what the Franco-Crosty system is for, but it wasn't very efficient.
I think you've outstripped the bounds of efficiency. Maud.
Well, bigger than that, 15 tons.
15. Okay. Yeah, this tender's lying to me, isn't it? You've got a different tender on there in the stats.
No, literally, that is the tender.
I don't.
They've used the same tender.
I don't believe you. All right, Fort.
Yeah, 13.4.
No, there's no way he has more coal than you. There's no way. There's no way. Look at these tenders. I'm being lied to. I'm being bamboozled.
I know the feeling, Ellis, because I too am being bamboozled by my tender.
Go on.
12.
12.
Oh my god!
12.
That must be.
Yeah.
That's got to be as built without the cheater boards. Those cheater boards have to add like an extra 5 tons.
Yeah.
Either that or the coal. Either that or the tender had like only carried like 9 tons when it was built.
Yeah, I guess.
No, this is so bullcrap.
I mean, the Rio Grande liked tenders that were short but very tall because they had tiny turntables.
Yeah, true.
All right. Anyway, 5 points to the NNW, 4 points to the mod, 3 points to the Canadian Pacific thing, 2 points to the Moffat, and 1 point to the Big Belgian. Okay.
I think I've lost my lead. Let's just.
Let's find out. End of round 2. This is what it looks like. It looks like this: 35 points to the NNW in first place. 33
oh my god! I'm
33 points to the second and third place, which are Kaiserin and Marine in the Belgian and mod. 28 points to Milky in the DNSL thing, and in danger of being dropped. Fort.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
I'm well aware of that.
Yeah. Not sure what you're going to do about that, but the small engines probably should do something about the big engines running away with it. But then again...
Can we do something about those two?
But then again, Marine is in second place.
Yeah.
For how long?
It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
Apes together strong.
Says the Meyer. This is the thing, Fort. You're in a field of weird competitors. You're the weird one.
I would say no.
Listen, there's got to be worse words than weird we can use for the Big Belgian.
Hell.
Quirky.
Yeah, quirky with stars on either side of the word. Okay. Yeah. Not Fort. Fort is fourth place. Mew. What's your third stat call?
Oh, let me see if I can find it for this one specifically. Okay. Year built.
Year built. Okay. Going once. Going twice.
I can't veto it. I'm saving that for something.
Okay.
Why would you need to veto?
Year built. Well, you're about to find out, I guess.
This thing is older than you think.
Okay. Mew, year built.
1943.
1943. Yep. That's very new.
It's to be expected.
Let's hear from the Belgian.
1932.
It's not that old. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you got nothing to complain about.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear from the locomotive with old in its name.
My bones. 1904.
Skeleton sitting in front of computer.
Yep.
Okay. Fort.
Hi, Grandma.
I have. I'm pretty sure I'm getting 2 points on this. 1909.
1909. Okay. Milky.
You see, I'm using the rebuilt version. That is a new build date, 1926.
Okay, that's a solid 3. This is quite a good spread. All right, 5 points to the NW, 4 points to the Belgian. Excuse me, 3 points to the Grand. Well, not quite the Grand, the Proto Grand. 2 points to the Canadian Pacific, and 1 point to America's First Railroad. Okay, that definitely stratifies the 2 second place contestants a little bit, but it makes the rich get richer otherwise. Kaiserin.
Yep.
I'm going to take a gamble.
Go on.
I'm going to take a gamble. Let's go with flue tube length.
Flue tube length. Flue tube length. Going once.
I know for a fact Mew is going to get this, but let's go with it.
Going twice?
I thought you would.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Mew, what's your flu tube length?
24.93.
Okay.
So
Okay.
close.
Wow, that's outrageously long for flu tube length. They start to sag in the middle when they're that long. That's not, Anyway,
Black
Kaiser?
magic.
21.24.
21.24. Yeah, that's
close.
Yeah, I'll explain that at the end. Marine?
Gotta be 21.
21. Okay. Fort?
So I'm gonna ask you something. You know that you see. So you know that box that was on one version of my picture.
Yep.
So that was part of the feed water system, and as a result, it's like really messed up my my fluid tube length.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So 9.
9. Goddamn.
Yeah.
That's even worse than the neutered Belgian. All right, Milky.
20.04.
Okay.
Yes, take that into account, Fort. That stat is the neutered version of the Belgian.
No. The neutered version is the 11.4 feet that we started with.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Now this is the 21.24 is the length of the tubes in the boiler plus the length of the tubes in the Franco-Crosty boiler. Because the exhaust gases have to pass through a lot of tube to get out the front. It's just not all joined together. But that's 5 points to the NW, 4 points to the Belgian, 3 points to the Mod, 2 points to the Moffat, and 1 point to the other thing. Marine.
No,
What?
No, I was going to say originally. Oh, given the picture I gave you, it's obviously been after it was rebuilt. Could I use the stats off one of the other engines, like the next one in the order? And then I realized, wait, no, that literally wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah, these things were weird. Anyway, Marine.
Engine wheelbase.
Engine wheelbase. Going once. Going twice.
Peaky veto.
Okay, there's the veto.
Thank you, Mew, even though I'm pretty sure I would have been about the same size.
That's another number that I don't know about for you. I want to see the diagrams. Oh, whoops, nope.
I love to see what it is after the game if Ellis doesn't choose it.
I'm not choosing it. The wheelbase stats I didn't get to. I am suspicious of them on the big Belgian.
That's fair.
But I'm suspicious of everything on that locomotive.
Okay, wait. I just realized something. There's something weird going on with my numbers here, because my driver wheelbase and my engine wheelbase are two different numbers, even though I'm like an all-driver engine.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, that's
So the way that
Mod had a weird thing with that as well.
No. That's all Malays and all multiple driver locomotives, because the way that the loco base handles driver wheelbase is it takes all of the individual driver wheelbases and adds them together, ignoring any space between them. That way, your wheelbase ratio is still an accurate representation of how much of your wheelbase is dedicated to driver sets as opposed to drivers overall. Because
but you say that, and yet my ratio. Okay, I'll show you the number. There's something weird going on with mine. I just realized.
Is it more than 1?
No, it's less than 1, even though it's an old driver engine.
No, Fort. That's the point. There is, because the driver wheelbase doesn't include the space in between the driver sets, it is your ratio is a description of how much space those driver sets are taking up versus the total wheelbase of the locomotive. Otherwise, every all-driver locomotive would have a perfect 1. But
okay, I'm just saying mine's over half, so I'm a bit confused here.
Well, it still sums up the driver wheelbases and compares them. It's not a comparison of one singular driver wheelbase to the whole wheelbase.
Okay.
It's the sum of all driver wheelbases against the whole wheelbase.
I'm sorry for taking up so much time.
That's okay. It's an important clarification. It's something that I've had to cover a lot, and I was very confused about it and had to send an email for. Marine, what did you call?
Well, I was waiting, but I'm gonna call ET weight computation.
Ooh, ET's weight computation. Okay, and this is a nice one because it lets you get around the other thing. This one, weight on drivers divided by engine weight. It's a formula down on the right. Weight on drivers divided by engine weight. How much of your engine weight is on your drivers? Yes, the stat sheet calculates these, but working off of Steam Locomotive, it does not, because it's an unofficial stat that I made up so we could get to 40. Mew. 432,350 divided by...
Oh.
Let's see what it is. That's a 2. That's
Yep.
definitely not it.
No, I'm sorry. I had to put it.
Wait.
All right. Mew has put it in backwards and got 1.14.
The engine is very different.
Oh, wait, no. That second number is tender loaded weight. Excuse me a moment.
Oh, okay.
What?
It's all coming apart. It's all. This is. We've had plenty of, like, the last couple of Royales, aside from the style point issue, the last couple of Royales, especially the last one, went very smoothly. I'm glad to see that we've returned to just complete and abject chaos for this one.
Well, where do you think all the errors from that Royale?
Yeah, they've all built up. We've reached an overflow.
Yeah.
It's for promoting Triple X 40K.
Yeah, great. Yeah, no, we'll open. That's
Anyways.
There's like what 2 days left on the current Open TTD server, and then I'll have to contend with that catastrophe. Anyway,
0.75.
0.75. Okay, what about the Belgian?
0.6.
Okay, 0.66. I thought we lost Kaiser again. What about Maud?
1.
1.
Oh.
What about Fort?
1.
1. Perfect 1. What about the Moffat? Okay.
0.92.
0.92. Okay. So I do also want to say.
What'd
you say?
I said, give me my 1.
Yeah, well, don't worry. We'll get to it. Just give me a second. I do want to say that because of the whole situation around driver wheelbase and wheelbase ratio, this stat lets all driver locos get a 1, but that stat only gives all driver locomotives a 1 if it's one wheel set. So there's a little bit of game balance going on there. It wasn't even intentional, but I'm taking credit for it. 5 points for both of the mods.
You're welcome.
For old mod and slightly less old mod.
Canadian mod.
3 points, Modsker-Meyer. 3 points to the Moffat. 2 points to the Pittsburgh, and Kaiserin gets a 1. I haven't said that in a while. Okay.
I'm returning to my roots.
Nature is healing.
Nature's healing.
I don't know. The scores at the end of this are going to tell me that nature has not been healing. Fort.
Okay, so I'm calling the stat I should have called last round. I'm doing engine weight.
Engine weight. Okay, engine weight. Going once. Going twice. Okay, engine weight. Norfolk and Western. What's your engine weight?
A big old lord, he coming. 573,000.
573,000. Okay. Kaiserin.
Let me check. I put in the right one. Yeah, I put in the right one. 546,746.
It's only slightly less than the NW thing. Okay.
Man,
Fort.
amazing.
Yeah, 262,000.
Okay. Oh, I don't know why I said Fort. I did that out of order. Marine.
Oops. Well, at least I'm not in the 500,000. 334,565.
Okay, and Milky.
I'm following my tradition of being kind of middle of the road here. 362.
362. Okay, and that will get you a 3. 5 points goes to Fort. 4 points goes to Marine. 3 points goes to you, Milky. 2 points to the Belgian and 1 point to the NNW. That's pretty much to be expected. I have to say, I think of all of these samplings here, like, yeah, the A class is not bad, but I think the Moffat is the sharpest looking engine in the bunch. The Rio Grande did have a way of making things look decent.
Yeah.
Milky, what's your stat call?
You know what? I'm curious, and I don't think we've done it yet. No, we have not. Factor of adhesion.
Oh no. Factor of adhesion going once. Going twice. Okay, factor of adhesion. No vetoes. That goes down on the right. Factor of adhesion, right up above tubes. What's the factor of adhesion of 1218?
Yeah, that would have to be... Well, should I do it... Live by the stat sheet, die by the stat sheet. Even though the Wikipedia page has different... Probably because of preservation. 3.43.
3.43, ouch! And you can always calculate that. You can throw this whole thing in the stat sheet calculator and see what you get. Alright. Kaiserin?
3.71.
3.71. Okay, that's better. That's better.
I thought it would have a really bad factor of adhesion.
Marine?
Well, they're under 4. I'm above 4. 5.1.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
Over 5. All right. Well, I hope that's the worst one. It sounds like it based on Fort's reaction. Fort, what's yours?
4.67.
Okay, that's still pretty bad. Milky.
But it's not the worst.
4.71.
All right, that's also pretty bad. God damn it! You guys just gave 5 points to Kaiserin. All right.
I thought Kaiserin would be a piece of trash. As well.
All right. 5 points to the Big Belgian. 4 points to the NNW. 3 points to the Canadian Pacific. 2 points to the DNSL and 1 point to the B&O. Okay.
I think
For the record, even though it's not counting, Wikipedia does have different stats for weight on drivers and engine weight tweaked a bit. So using those, it would have been 3.8, but we ain't using those.
3.8. I wonder where those numbers come from.
I'm curious
Check
too.
the sources.
Yeah, we need some sources. Anyway,
I'm curious.
I'm wondering if it got modified a bit for when it was in excursion service.
I don't think it got modified that much.
Huh.
That's a pretty big change. Kaiser,
they basically... Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Still on the road.
I thought Kaiser was trying to say something.
I forgot what I was going to say. I'm completely blank.
All right, well, end of round 3. Here's the stats. Here's the points. 52 points for the NNW. Another strong round, leading the pack. First place. 49 points to the Big Belgian. 47 points to the to Old Maud. That's the top 3 right there. And then you have 2 others who are below the cutoff, including the DNSL L77 number 200 with 41 points. And the CPR class question mark 1950. I don't know why it says question mark on the picture, but 39 points. You got to have at least 42 points to make it into style points. You got to be within 10 of the leader. Although there's still one more round to go, so we'll see how this shakes out. I really was hoping that the DNSL engine would excel here. And I'm stunned at how well the Big Belgian is doing. It's turned into a juggernaut. And honestly, I'm not, I'm stunned, but I guess I'm not surprised, which is a weird distinction to make. But earlier in discussion, I asked Kaiserin, so this thing sucks, right? And the answer was no. The response, the reasons it wasn't good had nothing to do with the ability of this locomotive, and that should have been a frightening, warning to me. But it's here. All right.
Wait, hold up.
What?
I blanked out for a second. You said I told the response for this thing. I told you several times this thing was bad.
But it's not. The reasons you gave that it was bad aren't things that show that this locomotive was incapable. Or, like, you know, a poor locomotive. It was very good at locomoting. It just didn't have a lot of fuel and water, and it was too strong. Like, that's not a problem. That's a good thing. Like, the rest of the freight cars and everything, they can get good.
Yeah.
But this is, you know, this is what we do. This is the reason that Locomotive Versus was created. To look at these things and go, well, how good is that really? And it turns out that this thing is not bad, which frightening. You really don't want to give anything to the Belgians. All right, Mew. What's your fourth and final stat call?
I'm going to call superheating surface.
Superheating surface. Going once. Going twice.
Still 2 vetoes on the board, people.
Still 2 vetoes on the board, but superheating surface is not going to be one of them. What have you got, Mew?
I've got, let me see, there it is. 2,703.
2,703. Wow. Okay. Kaiserin.
I don't think it's going to be great. 1662.
Okay, but I'm not sure about superheaters on these other engines. Maud?
Y'all got superheaters?
Yeah, okay,
Zero.
there we are. Yep. All right. What about you, Fort?
This engine is a paradox. Remember about that box I was talking about on that's in the middle of the boiler?
Yep.
Tell me that was a superheater.
I guess for the sake of these calculations, it does, because even though I have no flues, I have 420.
Oh God! Oh, it's one of those superheaters. Oh, it's like the goddamn Atlantic that was in the most recent batch of cards.
It's like the Nord 601. You know that weird 0660 duplex the French had?
I mean, okay, so Ellis, I can send you a picture because I found that because there was a picture of it in like a magazine. I'll send you a picture of what the like that they show what this looks like.
I'll be honest, I had to look at these things enough when I was trying to make the trading card. I don't need to look at them more.
I just want to add here, even if I wanted to go with the rebuild version, I don't think the rebuild version, which was rebuilt in like 1921 or something, still didn't have a superheater. So even if I decide to bring that thing, it still wouldn't have helped me.
Well, Milky, you have a superheater?
Yeah, I do.
Go on.
It's 1,249.
Okay, well, the rich get richer, but honestly, I was hoping that what was going to happen was these last three contestants would have 0, so that it would go 5, 4, 3, 3, 3 with a tie for third place. That's not what happened. It goes 5, 4, and then 3 to the TNSL, 2 to the Canadian Pacific, and 1 to Maud, which is not good for Maud's continued existence and does not do enough to get the two that are in the danger zone out. So that's great. We're gonna have a solely NNW versus Big Belgian style point round.
Mm-hmm.
The
Big Belgian's going to win that.
Oh,
the opposite. Go back. The NW is going to win that.
Yeah, I don't. I'm okay. Kaiserin, can you get a fourth number?
I'm looking at my numbers. I'm looking at what I got to call.
Oh God, I can think of something. And I don't like it.
I could call flues, but I'm not going to call flues. I think I'm going to call Power L1.
Power L1. Okay, not what I would have picked, but that's pretty good. Going once.
Look, I don't know. Actually, no,
Go
not
to-
Power L1.
No? Okay, alright, well, you caught it. Okay, what do you want to pick? You don't have a lot of time here, because you stopped your own clock.
I'm gonna pick total engine and tender weight.
Total locomotive weight. Okay, going once?
Ooh.
Going
Veto.
twice? Okay, there's the veto. There's the veto from Milky. Okay, total locomotive
Why'd
weight.
you veto that? You're vetoing that to make you get
All
more
right.
points, whatever I call next. Okay, so we're gonna go with. That looks like a big number. Same as high pressure cylinders.
Ah, there it is. Going once. Going twice. This is going to give me another 5, though. High pressure cylinders. That's over on the right because it's a calculation. And this is cursed as hell. Mew, what have you got?
24 by 30, and I have 4 of them.
Okay, yeah, 54,000 cubic inches. I don't think anyone's coming close to that. However, what I want to know is what Kaiserin has. 17.1 by 25.5.
That really scared me.
And there are 8 of them. There are 8 cylinders of that size, which is 46,800 cubic inches. Not, like, very close to the N&W. Okay, I think you shot yourself in the foot with that veto. 20 by 32, 2 of them for Maud. Fort?
So I got 23 and a quarter by 26, and I got 2 of them.
Okay, that's 22,000 against Maud's 20,000. Okay, and then whoa, Milky.
Okay, I have 21 by 32 and 2 of them.
And you've got 22,155, which is about 100 cubic inches more than Fort.
Yep.
And about 2,200 more than Maud. But that's your high pressure cylinders. What's funny is that these three people are, they don't just have high pressure cylinders. Anyway, 5 points to the Pittsburgh, 4 points to the Belgian, 3 points to the Moffat, 2 points to the thing, and 1 point to Maud.
Marine, you know what to do.
You such
Yeah.
an asshole.
So
Which one? That one?
that even though I got a 1 in that made it very obvious on what the next one should be.
Yep.
Low
It
pressure cylinders.
Oh yeah, going once.
How about a veto?
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
You wondered what
Damn it.
Kaiserin was holding onto that for. There it
Yeah.
is.
Actually, no, it's not that. But I was just going to, screw you over with that one.
Okay,
Oh.
well-
That's not what I had. Was saving my veto for, but I'm using it.
Forced your hand.
Guys are in.
All right, Marine.
Well, this is why you got a backup. Overall wheelbase.
Overall wheelbase. That's an interesting one. Going once, going twice. Overall wheelbase. I know there are no vetoes left on the board, but Marine deserves a chance to recall the troops.
Yeah, after my balls got demolished the last 2 calls.
Well,
Actually, no, 3 calls.
I think I'm wondering if I'm shorter than Mew.
we're about to find out. Mew.
That'll be interesting. 108.27.
Holy Moses. Yeah, no, I don't
I'm
think so.
shorter than Mew.
Yeah. Kaiserin?
101.7.
Okay, yeah, that's a
Barely.
realistic number. That's a realistic
Damn.
number. Okay. Because we know that, we could use the diagrams and just measure. We can just straight up measure because we actually have diagrams and not pictures. Holy crap, we can get the wheelbase number. Anyway, Marine.
I am much smaller than that, 64.58.
Okay, that's more reasonable. I think Fort's the smallest. Fort,
I am much smaller than that. 60.8.
60.8. Okay.
Yay!
Small, teeny weeny weeny.
Milky.
Small, teeny.
72, 75.
All right, you can easily fit in a 90-foot turntable or like a 75-foot, which I imagine was the operative factor here. I don't know what size of turntables the DNSL had, but you can probably take a guess by the size of their locomotives.
Well, these were the biggest engines on the DNSL. So
Maybe they couldn't turn them. All right. Anyway, you think they would have put better tenders on them if that were the case, though. 5 points to Fort. Fort gets his due as the smallest locomotive. 4 points to Maud. 3 points to the DNSL Milky. 2 points to that. 1 point to the NW. Fort.
Okay, so
Last call for the Maud Meyer.
I mean, I can't do low pressure cylinders, unfortunately.
I was gonna say too. The Big Belgian is H.P. Lovecraft as a locomotive, minus the cat.
Minus the cat. Well, we don't. No, the Belgian Congo would like a word.
Okay, plus the cat.
Yeah.
Okay, so evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
No.
That's the one. Going once.
No, it's not that one.
Going twice.
It's not that one.
Oh no. Okay. Well, we're gonna hear about it anyway. Who just texted me? Okay. Anyway. Fort.
I'm not the one that goes first.
Oh, you're not the one that goes first. I don't know why I just keep
Hello.
jumping to Fort. It's your stat call. That's why. Mew.
Because you love me so much.
Sure.
211.30.
That's alarmingly good. Person who's up next. Kaiserin.
The suck. 199.6.
It's right under the threshold. It's right under the threshold. It's pretty close to being good. Marine.
Man, something I'm actually better than the two big engines. 408, 80.5.
Wow, that's good.
Jeez.
That's so good. Even for a compound, that's really good. Okay. Ford. This time for real.
Yeah, 216.38.
That's outrageously
Well,
bad
you
for a
beat the
compound.
NNW, so it's good.
Look how small my boiler is!
Yeah, well, it sucks. Milky?
321.09.
321.09. Okay, here we go. 5 points to the Maud, 4
All
points to
right.
the Moffat, 3 points to the Meyer, 2 points to the NW, and 1 point to the Big Belgian. Milky.
Don't
Milky
choke.
handshake emoji marine.
Don't choke. You've choked the last 3 calls.
Damn, got him. I mean, true, but got him. Milky's got to think. What can you do?
Gotta do a big heckin' bank.
Yeah. Milky's figuring out how he can get 6 points on this call.
Yeah.
Take someone else's points.
Gonna
I'm
add
willing to
someone.
take point donations. Thank you very much.
Who's that? Just like
You know what would
Lopax in
be
the audience. I was like, who's the
mad funny?
Oh.
Axle loading.
Oh no. Does everyone have regular axle loading, or do we have to do math?
I have minimal.
I have none.
Okay, alright. Everyone go do the math for min axle loading.
How do I do that?
You take... not min rail, hold on. You take your weight on drivers and you divide it by the number of driving axles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's also your average axle loading. That's just how math works. Weight on drivers divided by the number of driving axles, and then put your number down when you get the chance. Last time this was brought up...
Is it strange that I have it?
Yes! But I want you to put in your min anyway. For flavor.
Well, my min is... It's the same number.
Oh, well then you don't have it. You just have the approximation. Because an engine's never going to be perfectly balanced.
As all things should be.
So should I use the calculated version or the local base for this?
Use the calculated version, because I'm trying to level the playing field here.
Okay.
Calculated version. Mew, do you have yours?
Yeah, interestingly, my calculated min is higher than the one listed on Loco Base. 72,058.3 repeating.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong with that number, then. It can't be lower than this. Alright.
They put on Loco Base 72,000 flat.
Oh, they just rounded. Okay. Kaiserin?
35,935.
You have so many axles. So many stupid axles. Okay. Marine?
Well,
You're getting
50
FBI spotted right now.
55,761.
55,761. Okay. Fort?
43,666.7.
Okay. And Milky?
Okay, say
55, 333.
Okay.
Which, if we used the local-based one, it would have been a
What?
bit closer.
How? How has this happened?
This is because you got a lot of axles.
Yep.
Okay.
Also-
5 points.
small loco.
Yeah, and then 4 points to Fort, and then 3 points to Milky, and then 2 points to Marine, and then 1 point to Mew. I want to. Did we do? Yeah, we did minimum weight of rail, and it's the same because it would be the same. Minimum weight of rail and axle loading are only going to be different if somebody had it. Like if somebody has a defined axle loading that's out there. Like the locomotive's axle loading is way out of whack. Anyway, end of the 4th round. This is where we stand. Wow. Okay. Milky's sneaking in.
Yeah.
For now. Mew is in the lead with 66 points in first place with the Class A. Kaiserin's in second place with the big Belgian, 65 points. Very close. Nipping on the heels. 60 points to Maud. Has fallen a little bit, but still definitely able to make it into style points. 57 points to Milky in the L77, which is able to make it into style points as long as nothing terrible happens in host choice. And then 55 points for in 1950. You're below the cutoff, but I will see what I can do to help you out in particular because you're pretty close to making it in. So that's the lineup right now. I have to decide on host choice by myself because
I mean, you
don't
could.
Air call builder.
I'm not doing. No, I'm not doing that. I know what yours is. I'm not figuring that out.
I mean, you could just do total wild card and do loco base.
No.
I feel like there are quite a few selections that Ellis could choose that saves Ford.
Yeah.
Cough, cough, vetoes, cough, cough.
Well, I can definitely think of. Yeah, I can definitely think of one that would save Fort. That is actually probably the best way to go here, including the vetoed ones. Because if I look at the locomotives before me, I need to take down these fellas up here, and I need to help out these ones down here. The problem is, I'm afraid that if I screw this up, I get Fort in and drop Milky, which isn't a victory for me. But
Good point.
I think what I have to do, I think the best thing for me to do right now, and I might be wrong about this, I don't get these right all the time, is wait on drivers. I'm not sure, but I think that will do the best.
Yeah.
So, although it might help out the big Belgian a lot, but I'm going to do wait on drivers, and we're going to see. So, Mew, what's your weight on drivers?
132,350.
132,000. 432,000. Oh, I thought you said 100. I went, what? Okay. Kaiserin, what's your weight on drivers?
359,353.
Okay, this is making me feel like I've made the right choice. No, get rid of that. I don't want that yet. Marine.
Well, this is a number that people have seen before. 334,565.
Okay. I honestly, I could have looked in the area and it would have been, yeah. Fort?
262,000.
262,000. Even. And Milky.
332,000.
All right, I definitely made the right call. Let's look at the numbers here. We've got 5 points to Fort, 4 points to Milky, 3 points to Marine, 2 points to Kaiser, and 1 point to Mew in the NW thing. If I show it now, this is what it looks like. 67 points at the top of the board for both of the big locomotives. And then 63 points to Maud, 61 points to the DNSL, and 60 points to Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Everyone lives.
Everyone, just this once, everybody lives. So I'm going to go set us up for style points, and everyone here is going to think about what their style points are. That was an excellent execution of host choice, if I do say so myself. Now, style points. Everybody gets a chance at style points. You can call no more than 5 in a row. If you ever get less than a full point on a point that I allow you to call, it moves on to the next person automatically, and we start from the bottom. So, just double check this. I keep seeing the pin from Fort. I'm just gonna mark this as red. I keep seeing the ping from Fort and going, oh, somebody pinged me.
Oh, you never looked at it?
No, I didn't look at it. I try not to open people's DMs on stream. I never know what's in there.
Okay.
Anyway, not like you would have sent me something sus, but like that wasn't the implication. Anyway, Fort, you're actually up first. So what have you got for a style point? I gotta hear it.
So wait, which picture are you using for me?
I'm using
the
19. Yeah, the 1950, the side-on photo with the big box on it.
Okay. So, I guess I'm gonna go with Cowcatcher.
Okay, yeah, sure. You have a cow exploder. Yeah, Milky, you get that too.
I know. I technically would get that, though my image shows okay. When Maud was first built, it was built with a cow catcher.
Well, you have a switching pilot. That's a different style point.
Yeah, I was gonna say the image shows a switching pilot instead.
Yeah,
and then Mew has a cast pilot. That's a separate point. So
yeah.
Milky and Fort each get a point for their cow catcher. Fort, what's your next call?
Wait. So I've completely forgotten. Since low pressure cylinders was vetoed, can I call it? Can I call being a compound?
Actually, you can, I believe. Now, I checked on this last time because it was brought up, but the note in the rules, verbatim, is item may not be used as a style point if the associated statistic has been called, and then in parenthetical, except in Loco Royale. So, I think you could still call a compound.
Okay.
So, you can take that point for being a compound, and so can the other two compounds. That would be Marine and Milky. Rising tide lifts all boats here. What's next for it?
I'm trying to think. I mean, a lot of my stuff, a lot of the stuff I'm seeing would only really counts because, like, we have the one European here.
I can see something.
Okay, so I'm, you know what? I think I'll go with, I mean, a bell. I have a bell.
You do have a bell.
And everybody else.
Everybody else. Yeah, Kaiser, you don't have a bell, do you?
No.
Damn.
L.
Putting the L in bell.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
I guess also, you know, I have electricity. I have an electric headlight.
Okay. Yep. Dynamo electric headlight.
I think I also have electricity. Yep. I'm not that old.
You
guess what?
on your cab. You got it?
I have electric lights.
Wow.
Okay, so everyone's got electric. Everyone's got a dynamo and electric headlight. Congratulations, everybody. Although this, I can't tell if that's. I can't tell if this version of mod has an electric headlight.
It does.
Okay.
It's back there
It's
by
concaved.
the cab.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
very-
yeah. I see it.
The dynamo is like it's.
Yeah.
I can see like 3 pixels of what I assume is a
Yeah.
dynamo.
It's there. I can assure
Yeah,
you.
I see it.
Okay. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, this. It's just not a great photo. All right. Well, that's another one, and drinks all around on that one. Fort. What else?
I see one obvious point for you that you haven't called.
I see one too, Milky.
I mean, I'm having a lot of trouble.
Well,
I guess actually, a feed water heater.
Okay, that's not what I was.
Okay, well,
is that something that you've got somewhere?
that's what the box is. It's like a weird.
Okay.
Yeah, Ellis, do I get the feed water heater point?
No.
Well, it's a Franco Crosty feed water heater.
It's not. It's just part of your boiler. I know they call it a feed water heater, but
note down that anybody who ever brings a Franco Crosty locomotive, it is not a feed water heater.
I will. It's not a feed water. This is the discussion that I had with Tyler actually. Was that yes, these stats should be included in the stats, but therefore it's not a feed water heater. It's just part of the boiler. Otherwise, it wouldn't be evaporative heating surface.
That's true.
I don't think I have a feed water heater.
I don't know if you do. I don't think you do. It definitely doesn't look like it. So,
Yeah.
unless you have an expertly hidden feed water heater, you do not have a feed water heater. And
Wait, the N&W thing has a feed water heater?
it does. It does. You can see the lump on top of the smoke box.
Yep.
I'm pretty confident this thing doesn't have a feed water heater.
I'm not seeing one.
Seen it.
Okay, well that's 5 for Fort. That means we go on to Milky.
Okay. Cab window shades.
You got those cab window shades. You're damn right.
Yeah.
Dry. Don't.
I have cab window shades.
Do you?
Yes, it's hard to see. It's very hard to see, but I have cab window shades in this picture.
Okay.
Do you have a? Okay, hold on. I want to see the other photo.
Look at the little lip over the over the cab window.
Oh, that's different. That's a window visor. The cab window shades the cab window shades for Milky. Yeah, they're on the side. But that's a good one. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
Milky, what's your second?
Okay, I'm more embossed than the other two because I have embossed number plate and embossed cab letters.
Yes. So are you going for?
Kaiser, you want to share your 1 pixel of your number board?
Damn.
Damn. I was gonna say, by the way, this is a European locomotive you're talking about. They all have embossed number plates.
Well, Milky,
there isn't a European locomotive without them.
Milky, well, we had one last time. But Milky, do you want to? Because usually I give embossed number plates and embossed numbers as separate stats. Which one do you want to take?
Number plate.
Embossed number plates? Okay. Embossed number plates.
Do I get the point?
And let's see. Milky's got the 1 on the front. Fort, I believe you have 1 on the front. Is that right?
Yeah, I have one, like the one on the front. Yeah.
Maud doesn't seem to have one at all.
Nope. No.
I found a good picture of the number plate.
12.
It's been sitting in front of me for ages.
1218 has the 1. Kaiser, do you just have the 1 embossed number plate?
I have 2 on the other side.
2. Okay. See, that's what I was expecting. So Kaiser gets 1 point. Everyone except for Maud gets half a point. So Fort gets half, and the N&W gets half, and Milky got a half on his own call.
Oh well.
So then it goes on to the next person, which is, incidentally, the only person who didn't get a stat on this mod, or didn't get a point on this.
Well, luckily this one should be one off on. Name.
Yes, you have a name!
You want to know something funny?
Oh, God.
His name Trev.
This has got a name too.
What the hell is
no.
it?
They called this thing the Mastodon.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
That was its name, was the Mastodon.
Not my Mastodon.
Not my Mastodon.
Hashtag
Like-
not my Mastodon.
Okay, well you can take
Well,
take your point for being called Mastodon.
Oh my god,
No, not
475.
The Mastodon.
The Mastodon. Okay, alright. Captain Jack Sparrow. Alright, Maud, what's next?
First standard gauge Mallet to be built in the U.S.
Yes.
or North
Okay.
America.
Yep.
Would I have a... could I get a half point because I was the first articulated locomotive in Canada?
I'm going to say that it's first Mallet in country, and that it's equivalent for the both of you.
Yep.
Okay.
Dare I ask,
Yep.
was this thing the first Mallet in Belgium? God, I hope not.
It's not a Mallet.
Okay, alright.
It is
Okay.
not. It is
Okay.
by definition. It's the first.
Alright,
quadruplex.
you know what I mean, an articulated locomotive.
No, it's not the first
Okay.
articulated locomotive in Belgium.
Okay. I
No,
guess...
that was built by actually Mallet.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Okay. What else, Marine?
Well, this one
Well,
I'm
you-
not 100% sure on, mainly because of how poor the image quality is. But I also have a actual photo of pretty much how mod looked here, but it doesn't look like it got bit crunch.
Okay,
That'd be
okay.
a great
Um,
photo to see.
The problem is it's in a book, so yeah, it's hard to actually
Hell.
show it. But I'm gonna say this just because I'm looking at the book and then I compare it to the image
Okay.
that I posted. I think mod it has paint, like its boiler is a slightly different color from the smoke box because the
Okay.
tint of the
I-
two.
Does
I-
The smoke box is darker than the boiler.
Okay, does anyone else have a claim to paint?
I mean,
have a
I...
Also,
I-
white walls. I can fall back on that.
Um,
I mean, I have white
I
walls.
have a claim to paint because there's no color pictures of this thing, but it was said to be painted green.
Oh God.
It was
Like the
green.
rest-
The fact that this is the green monster. That's what this is. Oh
It's the
no.
green giant.
Oh God, it's not jolly. It's not making me jolly. Okay.
It's the
No.
green Mastodon.
So are you trying to call overall paint or just white walls?
That's the thing. White walls I'm pretty sure on. Well, overall paint I'm like iffy on. So I'm just gonna go with white walls to be
Okay,
safe.
let's take the white walls. White walls point. We can argue paint later. Two locomotives have white walls. It's you and the 1950. All right. What is your fourth call?
Think this. Okay, this one is also I'm not sure on, but in 1937 it was put on public exhibition in Keister, West Virginia for a local celebration.
Okay.
I thought you were also at the World's Fair at one point.
Maybe, but I didn't see anything mentioned in the World's Fair.
Well, a
I
special
could be wrong, but I swear that I remember it going to a World's Fair.
Well, a special event is a special event. I think that's equally as valid. A special event is special no
get
matter
the
how small.
I get the special event point too. This
Of course you
locomotive
do.
was exhibited at the National Exhibition in
The
1935.
National Exhibition of the worst things ever built.
I found the source.
Oh.
That,
Okay.
What is it?
Yeah, the Louisiana Purchase Exposition in 1904, Old Mod was there.
Okay. Well, that's pretty
Okay.
cool.
And it was also at the B&O Railroad, or Fair of Iron Horse.
All right, folks, take your special event points. Yes, the triple header counts, Mew.
Alrighty.
Before you ask. Okay, fifth and final for Maud. Probably.
Well, I might as well close that because I don't need that anymore.
There's a pretty obvious one.
Is
Well,
there?
the thing, you say it's obvious to me. I could be literally looking at it for an
Well,
hour
there's
and
one
not
that was
realize it.
yeah. There is one that sticks out at me, and there's another one that we brought up earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a third one that I can see.
All right, switching pilot.
Yeah, you've got the
Yep.
switching pilot. Okay. Which you're the only person here that has that, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
good.
he's the only one that has it at this moment. I mean, if you look at my other picture, I eventually got changed to have a switching pilot instead of a cowcatcher.
All right. Well, we're all very proud of you. You gave yourself the cowcatcher point first thing.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Good thing this thing being a banker engine worked out in the end.
Now we're on to the NW.
Right, I'm having a look about something.
Okay. I can see
Okay.
3 things straight away. 4 things. 5 things. Oh god.
Yeah, I'll start off with cast pilot. Hybrid pilot.
No, I'll
Yep.
cast pilot.
It's cast.
The fact that you have a
I-
cast pilot trumps everything else.
I can assure
Fair
you.
enough. Okay. Okay, because I'm probably in a unique position to call these and be the only ones to win.
Yep.
Survives.
Oh god.
Iffy.
No, Kaiserin.
Unfortunately, no one grabbed me out.
Is it technically 2 different locomotives now?
Well,
But I only
yeah,
survived.
first of
Give
all,
yourself-
yes, they sawed that boat in half, so it definitely doesn't survive. But also, it definitely doesn't survive.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
give yourself a point
If
1 just
Kaiser
because of the Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, I'm not entertaining the notion that the angry green giant exists in any form. Otherwise, I may throw myself from the Newport Bridge. Okay, what's
So
your
you won't give her like a tenth of a point?
no? Unless I see evidence.
Fair.
All right.
Okay then.
Time to get me a ticket to Poland.
Preserved.
Okay. Yeah, we gave you that one already.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were sort of separate because, like,
No.
in a museum.
No.
Okay.
No.
Survive is survive.
Ran in preservation.
Okay, yeah, that's the other one.
Yep. No one grabbed my Boyers Alamosa when they were still there. So
Yeah. You had an
Okay.
excursion career.
Yeah. Computer model, virtual model.
Okay, virtual model.
I too have one.
Okay, anyone else who has a
I-
virtual model, go ahead and throw that in.
I'm pretty sure Maud does, but I haven't actually.
MSTS.
Okay, thank you.
Give
Yeah.
it up for Milky to know that off the top of his head. God damn.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what?
The man's
I
played a
think
lot of
I'm-
open rails.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've spent many
Let
an
me see
hour on the
something.
trainsim.com forums.
You know what? Physical model.
Okay, physical model.
Okay, this one I know. Yeah, Maud does have a physical model.
Okay.
It's a brass one.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, mass produced physical model. If somebody made it in their basement, that doesn't count. But if a company made it, well, that's 5 for you. That means we go on to Kaiserin. And also,
Okay,
it would appear that Fort has been folded.
Yeah. So since I am out, I wanted to ask for future reference. Could this engine technically be be given the point that I'm kind of envisioning being called the Magical Girl transformation?
What? No.
Well, because it was rebuilt into a much better locomotive.
Yeah. So
afterwards.
the admission is that it sucks.
Well, yeah, exactly. The Magical
No.
Girl transformation.
No.
I might give that point to the locomotive it became, not this.
Aw.
They
Wait,
realized
Alice, that's dangerous precedent.
they realized
Otherwise, we could just call that for the Reading T1.
Oh god.
Not sure if I've given that before.
I would say objectively, the Reading T1 got worse. It went from best consolidation to worst Northern.
I mean,
size large.
I mean,
it still was an improvement in the eyes of the Reading.
that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that means nothing.
Yeah, all right, Kaiser.
I mean, they rebuilt Jubilees into Atlantics. They don't need. Anyway, my first style point is buffers.
Okay, yeah, buffers. Okay, yeah, you can take that. You're the only one with buffers. What else?
I got knocked out.
Oh, Milky, no.
Oh, also, what was that
Double
one thing you were?
What did you say, Kaiser?
This locomotive's a double ender.
Double ender, yes. In every conceivable way, it's a double ender, except by name. Okay, what else?
Okay, so God, what is? I have so many to think of. Actually, hold up. I gotta find a picture of the front of this thing.
Yeah, I saw it. You had a picture, didn't you?
Oh,
No,
I think I know what you're looking for.
Smoke box
So
dart.
terrible.
Yep.
Yes, you do have the dart. Okay. What else? You got two more.
So
Two more, and then I think it goes back to Mod. If Mod's still in it.
I'm trying. Look, I'm trying to pick out things that you won't contest because it's European, and most European locomotives don't have one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
What largest locomotive in Belgium?
Sure, yeah. Largest locomotive in nation. Nobody else has a claim to that point. Like,
And only quadruplex.
only quadruplex.
It is the
Prototype
only
point?
quadruplex ever built.
Okay, I'm going to file it under, generally speaking, one of a kind. And I don't
Look, this is the one that, like, even though mod can't really, even though mod is like there's only one mod, there are thousands of mods.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was going to say. I think mod. You know, I actually want to roll back the clock just one step, and say that I think mod should get a half a point for largest loco in nation, because it was at one point.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of documentation that says that it was a monster.
Yeah, no, so you get half a point for that, and I think both mod and 1950, assuming the 1950 is the same as the 5750, both get half a point for being one of a kind, because they were 5750 was the prototype for the mod Myers,
Yeah.
and mod was the prototype for the mods. So I think you each get a half a point for that as well. Now, not to say that really matters, because Fort is still folded, but it keeps mod from going under right away. And speaking of which, we're actually back to mod. Do you have anything else?
Rear view vision.
Yes, you have the better rearward visibility out of everyone.
Yep.
Would I have?
Can I get half a point?
Kaiser and no.
Can I get half a point?
No, you may not.
Kaiser, and you have a dummy thick engine in front of you.
I
On
think
both sides.
I think if anyone gets a half a point for this, Fort gets half a point for this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no. I mean,
Simply because my tender is shorter than the cab.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Kaiser, you do have some decent like you have a engineer's position that points in the backwards direction, and there's always somebody standing there because you need two firemen on this thing, right?
Yeah.
But like, one, I don't know how you communicate to the other engineer.
No.
And
Speaking tubes.
oh, okay, okay. I was gonna
well.
imagine the speaking tubes were it. but you still have to look past an
had-
engine unit.
It had speaking tubes, but according to the documentation I've read, it also had a sound-operated telephone, but it didn't work. So they removed
Well,
the favor of speaking tubes.
well, you know,
Style
so-
point for telephone on the truck.
just to communicate with the firemen of all things.
we've got the PRR has their like train
Yeah.
phones, and the Belgians have their inter-train
And-
phone.
Yeah, no, their engine phone.
Engine phone, yeah, thank you.
Engines.
Okay, what else do you have, Maud? Can you survive? This is gonna probably be the last point called.
You have two things
ten-
on the front that are helpful.
I
Oh,
was gonna say something else, but I
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
no, what were you gonna say?
I don't know what. Tender ladder.
Oh, do you have a tender ladder on the back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Because I literally have two pictures in this book that literally show the
Okay.
handrails for the
Okay.
tender
mean-
ladder.
I'd assume I have one of those, given that's not on the side.
I know that I do.
Okay. So here's the thing. That is the last point called, and sadly, Maud is not the winner.
Nah.
So, despite what'd you say, Kaiser?
Can I say one of the stack or one of the style points that that was iffy that you would never have believed?
Go on.
This locomotive has 2 cross compound air compressors.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn it, why did I not use this
I
photo?
mean, yeah. Holy crap, that's a lot of air. You would have been.
Look at the picture that you have pulled up. You see that plume of smoke coming out of the middle.
Yeah.
That's the exhaust from one of the air compressors.
Oh, I assumed that was the dyno exhaust because of how consistent it was. Or
No,
a
that is
safety.
the exhaust from the air compressor.
usually you're not
There's-
interested.
There's 2 of them in that little compartment.
Oh
no,
my
you
god,
made
the
me-
part I just realized the point you were talking about earlier, would it have been torpedo tubes?
No, but I might have given you that because it's funny.
Milky, you made me realize I should have called Doghouse.
All right, I need to actually get to the part where I tell.
Cab ladders.
There's a part where I announce who wins.
That's a pretty important part of the game.
Yeah.
Wins. Mew wins.
Yeah, but I need to announce that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get to that part.
We'll get to that part. Yeah, no, this is the final scores. Don't you guys want to see the final scores?
I do. Oh, nice.
Oh,
So,
wow, okay.
77 and a half
Damn.
points to Mew. 1.5 points above second and third place. Mew, congratulations. You won. You are going to the finale at the end of the season. You will be squaring off with the winners of the previous 2 Royales. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Good job.
In second and third place, or rather tied for second place, the Belgian and Old Maud. That I would not have expected in any case. Maud made a killing in style points, 13 points. Blows
Yep.
me away. 9 points for the Belgian, which is not even the least. Kaiser, you really squeezed everything you could out of this locomotive. I'm proud of you for it. You did an excellent job.
I'll be honest. I had some more, but they were kind of iffy, like cab ladders and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given you the cab ladder. I might have given you a point just for saying you had a Franco Crosti, though.
Well, I mean, I thought you said that I couldn't call that because it's not a preheater.
You couldn't call it as a feed water heater. You call it as its own thing.
Yeah.
But the the mod hanging in there, especially for it being the first of its kind and the largest locomotive in the world at one point. Excellent job.
The saddest part about the mod, it was scrapped in 1938.
Yeah, that would have been nice to
Yeah,
have
I'm
around.
amazed with the Beano's track record that they didn't just preserve it.
Look,
Well,
before we go off and in this, can I tell the story of how what happened to the Big Belgian?
I haven't even finished saying who won.
Yeah, come
Oh,
on.
sorry. When you get done with that, can we tell the story of the Big Belgian?
Perhaps after we wrap up, I'll let the recording run on a bit. But the thing that I'm trying to get to here is the fact that we had a clear first place, a tie for second and third, and then a tie for fourth and fifth between the 1950 and the 200. Fort and Milky, you guys played your hearts out. Fort, you were one hell of a survivor. You made it into style points, and you managed to get 9.5 style points out of it. And you came in.
What was that one style point you were saying that you saw and I didn't?
Oh, I can't remember. Oh, the doors. Your forward cab doors.
Oh! Oh, God, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Also, against the Belgian, anyone could have called Knuckle. But, such is life. This is a great ending, I think. Yeah. I mean, we got 2 ties. Maud did incredibly well. The Belgian did incredibly well. I feel like 12-18 winning, while it was sort of a foregone conclusion, things were very close heading into style points. And I think if you guys had played together a little more, especially the people on the smaller end of the spectrum, you could have totally upended this thing. If you'd called more of the weight stats. Especially, I mean, weight on drivers was still on the board when we wrapped up. Like, yeah, you guys could have grabbed that, and then engine wheelbase got vetoed, and total locomotive weight got vetoed. But that was a survivor choice for the big engines. I'd like to thank you all for playing. I hope everyone enjoyed on every side of the ball. Like I said, Mew, I will see you again in a couple of weeks. Next Wednesday, because I forgot to do this last time. Let me scroll way back up to the announcement. Next week is locomotives that you own a model of. Everyone listening to this is welcome to join the Discord, get your fan rank, and be here with a locomotive that you own a model of. July 17th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when we record these. Thank you once again. Oh, Mew, you didn't get your folding coupler. Could have done that one. Also, roller bearings.
Yep.
True.
And your head end
throttle.
And your massive amount of sand.
Yep.
Okay, now that everybody's here and we've wrapped up, can I tell the story of
Yes, I'm keeping the video rolling for this. I want to hear about the Big Belgian.
Okay, so the Big Belgian was built by a company called Tubbsy.
Yeah, I had one of those when I was a kid. I played with it in the bath.
In 1932. It operated from 1932 to 1935 as an actual locomotive. After 1935, when it was displayed, they stuck it in a shed. The Germans invade Belgium in 1939 or 1940. I can't remember. Anyway, the Germans do not find this thing until 1944.
Ooh.
And then in 1944, they split it in half. They split it into 2 separate locomotives. It commits mitosis. Then the Germans send it to the opposite side of Germany to Kiel, where it works in a ship. Both of them worked in a shipyard until the end of the war when the Soviets captured them. The Soviets sent them to Poland, and the last known record of one running was in 1965 in Warsaw. And there are no records of them being scrapped.
Oh my god. No. They don't still exist. No.
If I go to Poland and I go hunt through the woods and don't get blown up by a landmine and I find them, you'll eat your hat.
I mean, I don't wear hats.
You'll eat your boot.
Eat the pineapple cup.
No, not the last pineapple cup.
Eat my shorts.
You'll bring Benjamin on a train ride.
Like I mentioned, I invite everyone to join the Discord to look at the stats from this episode and all the previous episodes, to visit our website, theironhorseman.com, where you can buy our... That's broken. The website is not designed to be read with half of a screen. It should be in mobile mode, but it's not. Everything's broken. You can buy our trading cards and stuff like that. And, of course, visit us at the Providence Northern and also the Wiscasset Waterville in Farmington. It's a very cool place. Oh, and listen to Caravan Palace's newer album. I know it's like a couple months old now, but it's fantastic. Just gonna plug that for no reason. See you next week. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye trading cards.